Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're in the shop again. I just got back from a weekend in Chattanooga. I was intending that I was going to film some vlogs while I was there, but I actually went there to go film some promotional content, which will be some videos that will be coming out soon. I did want to film some like behind the scenes stuff, but to be honest, the priority was focusing on filming that stuff, so it's really hard for me to like set my mind on filming the behind the scenes as well. Either way, expect those videos soon. They're going to be really awesome. But yeah, we're back in the shop, and I'm hoping I might be able to get a little bit done on the LS today. But since the last video, or even like the previous few videos, of like you guys have kind of seen my life just be like a little bit up and down, right? And the start of the last video, things were looking a little bit more positive. Obviously, the truck's back. I had a new job opportunity that I had coming up. Skip forward to now. My life is completely upside down. Literally right after I filmed that video, that night actually, me and my girlfriend separated. Now I'm not one to air out my laundry on the internet. I really don't particularly care to share my personal information. But you know, you guys ask, where are the videos, what's going on, like why haven't you uploaded, blah, blah, blah. So I figure I can at least shed some light on what's going on in my life right now without getting too personal. But yeah, me and Jory separated. I won't go into detail about why or anything. But yeah, I'm mentally in a really, really just shitty place right now. I'm not happy with anything. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm talking about Bowling Green. Like I don't want to be in Kentucky. I moved here specifically for her, to get her through school. I have zero reason to be here besides this new job opportunity, which is obviously, it's awesome, but yeah, I know if I try to talk about it anything much, I'm just going to get emotional over it. But yeah, I'm not doing great right now. Everything just really, really sucks. So yeah, I'm here in my shop because I'm trying to distract myself, and hopefully we can do something with my car and it not suck. I'm really, really trying to stay positive. I at least kind of know what it is that I want to do, and I'm trying to put together a plan for me moving, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it really sucks right at this moment in time. That is how it is. Besides that, working on the LS. So I've been waiting for these to show up. They are the replacement bolts for the subframe. So if these grab enough thread, and they will go up in there, bet your ass the subframe is going in today and staying there. If not, we'll have to come back to it another day. Also, I'd like to introduce a new sponsor to the shop, Proper Gang. They sent over a shop banner, super awesome of them, so we're gonna stick this up on the wall right now. Hell yeah. Shout out to Proper Gang. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to So Scare, Battle Gang, Bag Riders. I've said this a couple times before. If you own a business in the car community and you would like to, one, help support the shop, and two, get your brand name out there to thousands of people, send me an email. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have the old bolt. Yep, like zero thread on there, but there's obviously a lot of extra thread right here, so it suggests to me that if I have chewed out any of the thread on the stud, it may just be at the top. And here is obviously the new bolt. Looks exactly the same. It was really hard for me to find this, so thank you to the guy that sent me the part number for this. It definitely helped. Alright, now that I have some grease, we're just going to get some of this on here. Hopefully it will just allow it to thread in there. I don't know. That doesn't seem very convincing. Ah, yes. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to tap that. That fucking sucks, because I don't want to have to drop this entire subframe again but it's looking like that's what I'm gonna have to do. All right, well, that's where we end off today's video. Just kidding. I have something else that I can actually talk about in this video that is interesting, but I'm not dropping that subframe today. It's just that I'm not doing that. Don't want to deal with it. I'd actually already decided that I was going to talk about this before I knew that I was going to try and put that back in. So this isn't really plan B. This is actually what I wanted to talk about in this video. So as some of you guys know that have been following the build for a little while, the aero on the car, there is an interesting story with it, and in this video I wanted to just cover like all of it really briefly, so that everybody understands. The past 2 years I have been getting the pieces of this kit together, and there is a really interesting story that goes along with it. Let's get into it. I'll show you through what I have and tell you the story. Okay, so here we have the front and the rear bumper. We are missing something, but I will get onto that. So let me tell you how all of this started. First off, I always knew that I was going to get a kit from Japan. I didn't care for the stock aero, and a lip kit really didn't bother me all that much. I wanted completely new bumpers. I fell in love with the look of the Vleen bumper because I saw a picture of one online when I first bought the LS. I got really lucky that somebody DM'd me and said, hey, I have a bumper if you'd be interested in buying it. And I was like, yo, that's sick. He sent me some pictures of it. It was in really rough shape, but I wanted it. It's the exact bumper that I wanted. He also mentioned that it was a one-off, and I was like, what's one-off about it? He said that it just had the plate recessed, smoothed over, and the horizontal slats cut out and no side markers. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's probably what I would do to it anyway. The guy tries to get me to buy this bumper. I want it. I have no money for the longest time. And amazingly, he holds onto it up until maybe like 6 or 7 months later, when it was super convenient for me to come by and grab it because I was on my way home from somewhere. He just wanted it gone, so it was super cheap. Obviously, it was in horrible condition, pretty much destroyed and then like really badly repaired, so it needed some work. Got the bumper, took it over to Scotty. He put some work in, made it look presentable again. Obviously, since then I've made a little bit of a mess of it. Super excited I had this bumper. And for the longest time, if you've been watching these videos, you'll know I have been looking for a rear bumper because I had skirts before. They weren't anything special. They were just like generic skirts. They were fiberglass. I just didn't know what brand they were. So for me to kind of like finish off the look, I needed to just find a rear bumper or at least a rear lip for the time being. I couldn't find anything forever. Like stuff like this just doesn't pop up for sale. And now I wasn't specifically looking for like a matching Vleen bumper or anything. I just wanted anything. And then one day somebody posts up in the Facebook classified page a front and a rear bumper. The front bumper was an Aim Gain Cygnus bumper and the rear was a Vleen bumper. Now I'm looking at the pictures of it. There was literally like 2 or 3 pictures and they were terrible pictures. All I could get from it is that it was no Vleen bumper I'd ever seen before. I kept going back and forth looking at pictures online, demo cars, any other customer cars that had Vleen bumpers on them, and I couldn't find a single one that looked like this. So I thought it was weird. I asked the guy if there are any markings on it, and he said that he couldn't see them, but the company that he got it from, the importer, said that it was a Vleen. Okay, doesn't matter to me. I don't care. The bumper's sick. I want it. He wouldn't separate them, so I had to find a buyer for the front bumper, but I ended up picking up the front and the rear bumper, sold off the front bumper, and then when I finally got around to being able to go pick it up, after looking at it for a few minutes, I realized a few things. First thing I realized was it was not in very good shape at all. The exhaust holes right here were torn apart. Well, one of them was not, but when you looked at the back of it, I'll show you. When you looked at the back of it, you realize it had been broken off and fixed with Bondo. So the entirety of that was literally solid Bondo. I actually have the pieces of it right here. There's the other one, but yeah, as you can see, that is solid, thick Bondo. Here, I'll give you a tap. Terrible. Don't do this to fiberglass kits. And then the other thing that I noticed was when I looked on the inside, I could see a different pattern in the fiberglass from what look. The fuck? Michael was stopping by to grab some parts because he's going to buy some wheels and trade some parts or some shit. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, I noticed that there were different types of fiberglass on here. Like this is all the original, and then you can kind of see right here how this changes right here, and then it looks like it changes down here too. So I was like, okay, well this has been modified then. So Vleen bumpers don't have a body line down the side. This is all smooth. And then the exhaust cutouts looked pretty much the same as a Vleen bumper too. But the modified parts of this little body line that's in here that kind of follows down into this, that was added. And then this was also added. This diffuser piece with these little pieces right here actually comes off of an aim gain Cygnus bumper. So somebody would have had to literally have bought this bumper and an aim gain bumper, cut the aim gain bumper up and this one and merge them together. This body line, I have no idea like what bumper that could have come from, but yes, this is a completely like very one-off rear bumper, and obviously, as I said, the front bumper is also a one-off. So I can show you the parts of the front bumper that are modified. Usually there is a plate recess right here for the Japanese license plate, and obviously that is completely smoothed over. Usually on the Vleen bumpers there is a vertical piece right here, and then there is horizontal slats that go across this grill opening. Those have all been deleted, and then lastly there is usually like the factory side marker mounting points on the side, and obviously those are gone too. So both of these bumpers, one-offs. Now at this point, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. Like I have, you know, 2 one-off bumpers or whatever. And then I started thinking back to when I picked up the front bumper, and I was like, where did he say that he got it from? Because this guy that I got this from told me that it came from an importer in Richmond, Virginia. Now, Japanese Classics, or Japan Part Service, is in Richmond, Virginia. I'm pretty sure they're both the same thing. But yeah, that's where this came from. Then I started thinking back to where did this come from? Well, the guy that got it, pretty sure he got it from somewhere in California, but they got it from Richmond, Virginia. I'm like, okay, so I'm putting the pieces together. Interesting. I start questioning when they got this stuff. The rear bumper, I think, was 2011, and the front bumper, I went back, checked, 2011. So, same front, same rear, same car. At least I thought. I had no way of actually proving that they were off of the same car. Now, a few months go past after I've picked up the rear bumper, and I'm not really looking around like crazy for anything, but again, Facebook classifieds, somebody posts an ad for a kit, and it said aim gain / Vleen. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I pretty much look at everything that gets posted on there, and so I look at it, I look through the pictures, and the skirts are Vleen skirts. I'm like, I'm gonna hit them up because I want some Vleen skirts anyway, just to complete the kit, and so I did, and after I was looking at them, I noticed they had these vents on them. I was like, that's interesting. Somebody must have added those because Vleen skirts don't come with those. I start questioning it a little bit, and turns out they are one-off skirts. At this point, I'm like, holy shit. Like, they may not be the exact match to this, but like, if I got all of it together, that would be really, really cool. So I did everything I could to try and buy this kit. Again, they would not sell it separately, so they had a front, a rear, and the skirts all for sale, and all I needed was the skirts. It was in California too, and I'm in Kentucky, so I'm like 35 hours away from California and not able to just travel there and go get them, and shipping the entire kit's fairly difficult, and I'm broke anyway. So what I did was I tried to figure out some way someone could go pick them up locally, and then, you know, maybe ship them to me or whatever. Somebody hit me up who happened to live in California and was moving to Ohio in like a month's time, and they were like, hey, I can go get them, and then I'll put them in my shipping container with all of my furniture and stuff, and then you can just come grab them from Ohio. And I was like, that is literally perfect. You are saving me so much hassle. I was like, when can you go get them? He's like, I can go first thing Saturday. I was like, perfect. I'm going to try and do what I can to get the money together and hopefully have the front and rear bumper sold. Put it out there to try and find people to buy the front and the rear bumper from this kit. It was an aim gain front meshed with a walled and then the rear was an M-Gain Cygnus rear bumper. Should have been pretty easy to sell. I had a whole lot of interest, but luckily one of my friends locally to me that has an LS was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it, let's do this. And I was like, that's perfect. That means that the front and the rear don't then have to go off somewhere else. They can literally just come here. So it's perfect. We get all of the money together, ready to send it over Friday for then the guy to go Saturday morning and go pick it up. He has a truck as well. Perfect. I'm letting the seller know what's going on, that this is the plan, blah, blah, blah. The guy that was going to pick them up let me know that his truck dropped all of its oil pressure and the motor was toast. He could not go. And at the last second, I was then scrambling to try and find somebody else that could go pick them up. Now, I had a whole bunch of people hit me up, and nobody had a vehicle that was actually big enough to fit the kit in. The front and the skirts, you can kind of fit them in most cars, but the rear bumper, because of how goddamn big it is, it will not fit in a car. Like, the width of it, fine. It's the side profile is almost as long as it is wide, that it makes it extremely difficult to fit it in a car. So that sucks. And I was like, just keep trying to find something or somebody. And then the seller messages me and lets me know that somebody stopped by and they picked up the whole kit. Pretty bummed, super disappointed. I was like, damn it. Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep an eye out and see if they pop up anywhere and kind of find out who bought them, and maybe I can hit them up, offer some kind of a trade, or try and convince them to sell them to me. So yeah, at that point, I admitted defeat. I was like, whatever, it's done. I missed my chance, and that's that. But we're not even close to being over yet. But anyway, a video clip pops up of somebody showing off their new lights and their kit. And I click on it just because I can see it's a UCF20. And then as soon as I click on it, I realize it's that kit. I'm like, oh shit, this is nuts. I found the person that bought the kit. Let's hit him up. So I click on the profile, and what do I realize? Tony, the guy who handles Eliminate's merchandise. So yes, Eliminate. Anyways, I message him, hit him up, and I fully expected that I wasn't going to get a response. Eliminate's a huge channel. I'm absolutely nobody to them. I put it out on my story that like kind of what was going on, and just told some people like, hey, go comment on this and like tell them to sell me the skirts. He replied to my message and basically said, hey, if you find some M-Gain skirts, we can trade. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Now, here's where the story actually gets a little bit more interesting, because as far as I knew at this point, I was just collecting one-off Vleen parts, and I had no way of being sure that they came off of like one specific car until this. So one evening, I am sitting at home doing a little bit of research, just basically going through forums, anywhere that I can find pictures of UCF20s in Japan. So like all kinds of event coverage, magazine stuff, etc. Just looking for anything and just looking at any car that had a Vleen kit. Then I went to Vleen's website and was just going through stuff, and I found a tab that was like user's car or something, and I assumed, of course, it's going to be like customers' cars. So I go on there and they have all of the different precincts for Japan, and so I'm going through them one at a time. Every time I see a UCF20, clicking on it, looking at the pictures, essentially just looking for anything that looks familiar. And I get to like the third from last precinct. I believe it was the China precinct. I don't remember the Japanese word for it, but I see a UCF20, it's white, it's got some mesh wheels on it, and I can tell from the front bumper that it had been modified and didn't have the vertical slit and the horizontal slit. So I'm like, shit, click on it. First image, yep, that confirms that. Next image, I see the skirt. What do I see? I see some vents in the side at the back. Right back here, there's like a couple of vents right there. I'm like, oh shit, those are the ones. Then the next picture is of the back of the car. This exact bumper. Well, kind of. It was this bumper. I could tell because of this body line. I've never seen it before. But the diffuser was not there. Questioned it a little bit, and I was like, well, you know, it could not be the exact one. But then I just kept thinking like that has to be the same. So at this point, I'm fairly certain that this is the exact same kit. I post it on Instagram. I post pictures of it in this big long caption, just basically putting it out there. Does anybody know this car? Can anybody give me some insight on this? Blah, blah, blah. I also hit up the seller of the skirts and asked him a little bit about where he got them from. And he said that that kit, he had imported the front and the rear bumper himself, and the skirts came from Richmond, Virginia. So I knew that they all must have come through the same place. And from the dates that I've gotten from people, they came through at the same time too. I'm like, there's no way this all fits together. And much to my surprise, I get a comment on my Instagram post from somebody saying, that's my buddy's car. I'm like, holy shit. So I messaged the guy, it's a dude in Japan. Translation's not all that good, but I basically just asked him a question about it, sent him some pictures, and yeah, he confirmed that that is the exact same car, that is the exact kit off of that car, and that the diffuser piece was added on later after those pictures. The car was a demo car for Vleen in 2009, and then I guess it was broken apart in like 2010, whatever, or 2011, and all of the kits were exported off to the US and sold separately. So for the past 2 years, I have been slowly and very just randomly collecting all of the pieces to this kit and reuniting it on my car. And all of them are being fixed and restored. And I can't wrap my head around how insane that is. That, 10 years later, I could reunite something that has essentially been separated for the past 8 years on my car. It's just nuts to me. But yeah. The dude that I spoke to on Instagram said that the guy isn't really in the car scene anymore, so I couldn't reach out to him directly, but yes, he confirmed everything. Yeah, the one piece that I'm now missing, well, 2 pieces technically, but the one piece that I'm missing is the skirts still. Now, like I said, I had negotiated a trade deal with Tony to trade him aim gain skirts for those. Problem is, I have no money like ever. This year has been a mess, and I've been dumping shit tons of money into my business. So spare money for me to really buy parts has been non-existent. And so I purposely have not really been looking for aim gain skirts, because I knew if a set popped up, I would make a really poor choice and buy them when I shouldn't. Yes, I have not made the trade happen. Also, I didn't want to find some that were over this side of the country or somewhere else and basically have to deal with having them shipped here, then me having to ship them to California for then Tony to ship the other ones here. Whole lot of bullshit, and it would have cost an absolute fortune, which I just can't justify. I go onto YouTube in my subscriptions. I am subscribed to Eliminate, by the way, Randy. I go in there. I see UCF 20. I think the title of the video was like my first VIP build or something. So I watched the video, and there is one point in the video after they have the kit on the car that Randy is like, oh, I just learned that these skirts are, what are they, Tony? And Tony says they're Vleen, and he said they're one-offs, right? He said, yes. So you're the only one that has them. I'm like...
And I actually learned that these side skirts are what, Tony?
One of one.
One of one. What are they called?
Vleen side skirts.
Nice. So Tony, you're the only one to have these?
Yep.
You motherfuckers. You did that on purpose. You guys only knew that they were one-offs and that they're special because of me, and that's why you mentioned it in the video. There is no way you would have said anything about it had you not known that they were special. And they're only special because I have the front and the rear. If the front and the rear were unheard of, they weren't known, those skirts would not be special to anybody at all. And the funny thing is, they didn't mention how special that front bumper is, because I don't think they realized that front aim gain bumper is not just an aim gain bumper. There is a walled front lip. So somebody cut up a walled front bumper, the full bumper, and merged it with that aim gain front bumper. And they didn't even notice that. They didn't even know. So that just proves that they didn't know until I told them. So anyways, this isn't me going off on a tangent. I'm not mad at anybody here. I really just, one way or another, I have to get those skirts because I have to complete this story. And I guess this is me asking you guys for help. I'm a nobody, and clearly Eliminate is huge and they have a lot of fans. But if you guys want to show some support or maybe like try and help me out, go find that video and comment on it. Sell LEP Automotive those skirts or trade LEP Automotive those skirts. I know that they know because I've spoken to Tony again fairly recently and told him that I still want to make the trade. I just haven't been able to. I need them, and there's a good chance I'm going to go out to California in like January for Slam Enough SoCal. And I'm saying like, I'm going to swing by that shop and take them. I'm just kidding. That's not a threat. I'm not going to come there, but I might. I'm kidding, but I need those skirts. I need those skirts to complete this. And don't anybody dare tell me, sell him the front and the rear bumper in the comments, because that man didn't do the research. That man ain't telling the story I am. I found all of this stuff purely by luck and did the research on my own to find all of this information out. I'm the one telling the story, so no, I'm not gonna let go of the bumpers. They have like a ton of sentimental value to me. I just need the skirts to finish it off. So yeah, guys, help me out. Go let them know. And let's try and get these skirts. But yeah, guys, sorry to ramble on a whole bunch. That is the story of the kit, and obviously the last piece that we still need. Both of these bumpers need a bunch of work. This one was perfect, and then Daily drove the car through winter and everything got fucked up. So, but yeah, guys, that's basically it. I'm sorry that it was boring. We didn't really do anything with the car, but the story is super interesting, and I felt like this was the perfect time to tell it because that clip had just come out. And I know some people that watch the videos over here definitely went over there and saw that and were like, oh, you motherfuckers, same as me. So yeah, we're gonna get them one way or another, but I'm gonna end off the video. Couple little things to add. New drop is live to the mailing list right now. I'm actually waiting on production. The shirts should be here like really soon. This is super special design too. It's something that I've been working on all of this year. Well, actually, I can throw it up on the screen because I've already shown this design. Here it is. Amazing fucking artwork done by Like Hell Design. This has been something that's in the works for like a year now. So yeah, this will be live to the public pretty soon, but I am making a video of all the behind the scenes that went into this. So when that video comes out, that's when the shirt will be live to the public. But if you're on the mailing list right now, you can go to the store with your password that you have, log into the select members tab, and you can buy it right now. Please go show me some support. Obviously, like I said in the start of the video, going through some really kind of shitty and rough times right now. Not just like mentally, financially it's rough right now. Like I don't have a job. I have this new job that I am waiting to start, and it's the end of the season. There's nothing going on. So I have zero income, and I'm just really working hard to do anything right now to keep my business going, keep content out for you guys. My whole life is about to completely change. I have to figure out moving, what to do with the shop space, with the car, with everything. So it's not gonna be easy, but I do appreciate if you guys could go to the store and help support me. And I'm also doing a Black Friday sale. I will have full information about that on my Instagram very soon. But just keep your eyes peeled on Instagram for that. Gonna have some big discounts and shit, so we can try and sell out of everything. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate ya, and we'll see you in another video. Peace.